I'm going to talk about a person who is one of my flatmates in Australia. Her name is Annie and possibly one of my best friend ever that moved to live with me. Well, to begin the speech, I'd love to talk a little bit about the time and the place where she moved in. It was in a very freezing Sunday night, around 2 or 3 degrees Celsius, in the heart of the winter. In the July, there was a girl struggling with loads of luggage knocking at the door of my house, and she said hi to everyone in a very humble way. That's sort of the scenario of how I got to know her. And there should be a fate between us, I reckon. What I mean fate here, it's by accident we got to know each other. And we knew that we are the same hometown back in Vietnam. And we used to live in the same area in Hanoi when we both were in the university. But we just ran across each other only in Australia. So that's sort of the coincidence that I consider is very valuable. Moving on to the next point, I'd love to approach the idea of our relationship. Well, to be honest, we were not in a very good harmony with each other initially, for some misunderstandings and conflicts during the time we lived under the same roof, shared the bills and the rents, and the time clash. Our timetable was so different from each other, so it's quite annoying when you were trying to sleep and the other one started to go home after work. But, even Rome wasn't built in a day. So, anything needs time. So gradually we discover out our characteristics, but most importantly, we were all willing to settle the difference. Last but not least, if I still have time, I want to express a little bit about my feelings that living with her. So, despite not living in the same room, but at least under the same roof, I sort of understand her well. Annie was really responsible in what she's trying to do, so you definitely feel that she was an ideal college and especially a flatmate. So to start it off, I hoped Annie could hear this one. Annie, you are my idol and my sis.
Some like to live with their parents and some don't. Some want to become more independent and self-reliant, but some can't suffer the feeling of loneliness, isolation, and worry when choosing to live alone far away from their family, not to mention all the financial burden that they have to bear without their parents' support. Well, I guess a lot of yes answer will be given to this quest, but I would probably say no to that. It's not like I wouldn't or don't want to, and I can't rule out the possibility, but I'm quite happy here in my own country. My family is here, my friends are here, and there are hundreds, thousands of miles abroad, and I haven't yet to arrive in my own country. Someday, the right opportunity might come along. Who can foretell? But until then, my heart and my home are here. Wow, it's hard to say, I think. Most people live in single-family homes if they can afford to buy or rent one. Many young couples begin their life in rented apartment, for example. But yeah, mostly single-family ones, which can vary in size, location, style, and price. Some are small and barely meet families' requirement. Most homes are quite comfortable with all amenity of modern living. And some are exorbitantly large and expensive. It depends. I'm not sure that you can make a generalization about something so individual like that. This choice coincides with one's personal style. Older homes are often built with better wood because trees these days are harvested earlier from smaller trunks that yield weaker wood, I think. This type of houses are often preferred by, those who are classical and romance lovers, in my point of view. But certainly houses today can be more comfortable to live in. I mean, better energy efficiency, so they can easier to heat and cool, better light, more convenient storage, good sized rooms suited for those who like practical appliances. Well, I don't think there will be much changes in terms of what houses look like from the outside, except that we might see much bigger houses. I imagine that it will be inside the homes that change the most. Houses will no doubt be full of technological devices to make our lives easier. Maybe we'll see things like voice control doors, lights, and uplightings, I think. We also might see the buildings out of our imagination because architects try to make a name in the world with their design. Or it's quite probable that we might have houses under the sea. Yeah, and who knows, it could even be possible that we might see the arrival of houses on the moon. Yeah, why not? Well, it could, and it often does. In fact, I would ask when moving to the new home not causes problems for people. You have to deal with new neighbors, a new environment, changing all of one's utilities, and so on cause friction and lost time. Much worse problems can and have arises when you just move. But anyway, to those who are adaptable, it means that they can easily get along with new things, then it could not be a big deal to them anymore.